Seriously, Chris, I'm not touching it.
Come on, Destiny, it's not gonna kill you.
Pick it up using a piece of paper or something and then just pop it in the garden.
I can't. It's got like 6,000 legs and it's moving in all different directions.
No, Destiny, it has 8 legs and they all work together.
Okay, I'll give it a go. I've got that. Acrophobia.
You mean arachnophobia?
Yeah, that's the one.
She's probably got ophidiophobia too, Chris.
You what?
The fear of snakes, Destiny.
Absolutely.
I've got acrophobia and aerophobia.
What's that?
A fear of heights and flying. You're definitely not gonna catch me doing that.
All people have fears. They may not be towards spiders or air travel, but we all have things that frighten us.
What's even more bizarre nowadays is FOMO.
Not only are we scared of things, there's also the fear of missing out, of not seeing things, or not being a part of things.
What things do you think scare young people today?
We don't know how your conversation went, but if it developed past things such as snakes and spiders, then you probably got on some challenging topics.
The fear of exams,
The fear of not being accepted or liked?
The fear of failure.
or even the fear of being embarrassed in front of friends.
In a survey from Stage of Life, 40% of teenagers reported fearing peer pressure.
In the same survey, 56.4% are afraid of money. For instance, worrying about how to pay for things.
30% of teenagers are afraid of being bullied or harassed at school, and 66% are afraid of the future or life after school.
Conrad Joseph felt that tackling fears head-on was the best way.
Facing it, always facing it, that's the way to get through. Face it.
But it's not that simple. We all get anxious to one degree or another, but the question is, how do we keep going despite our fears?
One of the most common phrases in the Bible is, "Do not be afraid."
It might seem crazy to say something like that or believe in those 4 words in today's world, but Christians believe that we can take comfort in the words that often follow them.
Do not be discouraged, for the Lord God will be with you wherever you go.
For Christians, facing fears is more manageable because they know that they're not facing these fears alone.
There's a story of Jesus told in Matthew, Mark, and Luke's Gospels.
The disciples were in a boat with Jesus and a storm was brewing. It was chaos.
The boat rocked as the waves swirled from the deep.
Water flooded the boat.
The disciples knew what every fisherman knows.
The sea is deadly.
Terrified, they woke up Jesus.
Jesus got up and said, "Quiet. Be still."
And then the disciples were even more afraid.
Knowing that Jesus was with them meant that they could face anything.
Because they knew what every human should know.
That only the Creator can quieten the chaos.
We'll leave you with adventurer and explorer Bear Grylls.
Bear has travelled the world and been in some sticky situations.
He's had to face his fears on a near daily basis.
As a Christian, Bear takes comfort in the knowledge that he never has to face any of those fears on his own.
I think for so many years, I always just strived to be strong in myself. And it was as if that all I needed was me and my buddies and, we'd be like invincible. But the truth is, none of us are. And I don't want to do this thing called life. I don't want to do it on my own. And it kind of feels like my longing for this light inside is now stronger than my fear of what others might think. And people often ask, well, doesn't that make faith like a crutch? And, well, maybe, but, what does a crutch do? A crutch helps you stand and it makes you stronger. And in that case, sure, I need a bit of that. But especially when it's so much more than that. When this faith inside is also like a backbone, helping me stand tall and helping me be strong when I'm really up against it, facing those odds, whether it's on a mountain or stuck in some jungle or just dealing with the storms, with the storms of life. Sure, I need it, I need that. But at heart, my Christian faith says that I'm known to Christ, bought at a price, blessed with light. Faith says that we're loved, regardless of our mess, regardless of how many times we fall down, and that Jesus somehow picks me up. And sure, I'll reach out to that. Why wouldn't I?